Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the greatest duo in basketball history. Or at least they were.
Do you think that Michael Jordan would be as successful without you?
No.
For 6 years, they dominated the NBA together. But today, they don't even speak. How did we get here? This is the saddest beef in NBA history. But before we dive in, real quick, let me remind you about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PlayStation 5 and a copy of NBA 2K25. All you gotta do is watch this video till the end, leave a like, and comment the hidden word shown in the video. That's it. Free entry. Now, let's get back to the story. To understand this beef, you have to go back. Because Pippen wasn't just Jordan's teammate, he was the reason the Bulls became a dynasty. When Jordan entered the league in 1984, he was a superstar. He could score on anyone. But that didn't win championships, because before Pippen arrived, Jordan couldn't get past the first round of the playoffs. In 1987, the Bulls traded up in the draft to get Scottie Pippen. He was tall, athletic, and a defensive menace. And from the moment he arrived, everything changed. The Bulls stopped being a one-man show. They became an actual team. Pippen became Jordan's ultimate weapon, defending the other team's best player, running the offense, making clutch plays. By 1991, the Bulls had built something unstoppable. They went on to win 6 championships. But while Jordan became a global icon, Pippen, he was left behind.
See, the funny thing is, I think Scottie is more skilled than all of them. Scottie Pippen is probably the most skilled player I've ever played with.
Really?
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen was one of the best players in the NBA. But when it came to money, he was one of the most underpaid stars of all time. In 1991, he signed a 7-year contract worth $18 million. That sounds like a lot, but by 1997, he was the 122nd highest paid player in the league. The Bulls refused to renegotiate. Pippen was underpaid. Meanwhile, Jordan was making over $30 million a year in his final seasons. Pippen was frustrated. He carried the team when Jordan retired in '93. He put in the work, he bled for that team. And yet, the front office treated him like he was expendable.
Michael, it seemed to be a special moment between you and Scottie when they gave you the MVP award. Can you describe what you were thinking and what your emotions were then?
You know, when I was here before I retired, I overshadowed Scottie a lot. You know, and he didn't get the recognition that he truly deserved. You know what I mean? And he's matured since I've been around, and when I stepped away, he matured even more because he understood what I was sheltering him from. You know, the pressure and the press and the expectations that he had to deal with being a star. And when I'm back, he shouldn't get any less of an attention than if I was gone. And when I won the MVP, and I would hold true to my word, I would take the trophy. He can have the car. I'm gonna make sure he gets the car. I mean, because he's like a little brother to me, and he's prospered and he's moved along. And you know, from a financial standpoint, from a contract standpoint, he's locked in, and he very deserving of the same $30 million, 30, whatever I get in the next coming year.
The resentment grew, but Pippen, for the most part, kept it inside. Not until The Last Dance. When COVID hit, the sports world flatlined. No games, no highlights. But just when fans were starving, Netflix dropped a 10-episode lifeline, The Last Dance. An inside look at the Bulls' final championship run packed with never-before-seen footage. But when the doc dropped, something cracked. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen's relationship. Because The Last Dance wasn't really about basketball. It was about Jordan. It was a carefully crafted narrative designed to cement MJ as the undisputed GOAT.
You have a lot of criticism about The Last Dance.
I thought it was a great documentary. I felt like the documentary only told a story that sort of glorified him as a player and not glorified us as a team.
You call Michael Jordan selfish in the first chapter. Why is that?
I mean, he was a great scorer, but a lot of things that he did was based on him as an individual. And I think basketball is a team game.
Watching you and Michael on the court, it looked like two best friends out there just crushing everybody. What was your relationship like off the court?
It wasn't what you saw on the court. We always will have that respect for each other, but our friendship is not where people see it on TV think it is.
The director Jason Hehere needed Jordan's approval, and with that came a narrative shaped to his liking. When ESPN announced The Last Dance, Scottie thought it was his moment, a chance to finally show the world how important he was. But when the documentary dropped, he wasn't just overlooked, he was humiliated. The doc painted Jordan as the hero, the mastermind, the god of basketball, while Pippen was just another member of his supporting cast. Even when Episode 2 dove into Scottie Pippen's brutal climb to the NBA, the spotlight always swung back to MJ. And guess what? It worked. It gave sports fans something to obsess over in the biggest sports drought since the 1860s, hit older fans with a nostalgia bomb, and turned Jordan into a legend for a new generation. As pure entertainment, it was a grand slam. But if you wanted deep basketball analysis or a love fest between Bulls players, it backfired hard. The documentary erased key facts that Jordan had the best supporting cast in NBA history, that Steve Kerr was the most accurate three-point shooter of all time, that Horace Grant was an elite defender, that Tony Kukoc was the best European player in the league, that Pippen himself was the one who guarded Magic Johnson in the 1991 finals, completely shifting the series. Instead, it made them look like Jordan's sidekicks. Even Dennis Rodman, arguably the best rebounder in history, wasn't presented as an elite player, but as a wild party animal Jordan had to babysit. But the one who got disrespected the most? Scottie Pippen. In The Last Dance, Jordan attacked Pippen for delaying his foot surgery in 1997, calling him selfish. Selfish? While Jordan was making $33 million, Pippen was making just $2.7 million, a robbery for a player of his caliber. And this was just the start of the disrespect. The biggest slap in the face was in Episode 2. Instead of highlighting Pippen's greatness, the documentary focused on his biggest mistake. Game 3 of the 1994 playoffs. The Bulls needed a final shot to win. Phil Jackson drew up the play, but the ball was going to Tony Kukoc, not Pippen. Pippen, furious, refused to check back into the game. It was the worst moment of his career. And Jordan made sure that's what the world remembered. Pippen wasn't just angry, he was betrayed. This wasn't a documentary about the Bulls. It was a documentary about Michael Jordan's Bulls. In May 2020, after the last episode aired, Michael Jordan did something rare. He texted Scottie Pippen, "What's up, dude? Getting a word that you're upset with me. Love to talk about it if you have time." Pippen called him back, laid it out straight. He hated how the Bulls were portrayed. Jordan surprisingly admitted it. "You're right." Scottie tried to play it cool. "This documentary has not changed our relationship. We will be friends forever." But that comment aged like milk, really quickly. Pippen had kept his mouth shut for years. But now, he unleashed everything.
Do you think that Michael Jordan would be as successful without you?
No. But I don't think I would be successful without him. I think we both complemented each other in a lot of different ways. And we kind of competed and pushed each other to be great.
So when you guys played together, how often was it for you guys to have dinner together?
I mean, we may have like
How many times did just you and Michael have dinner in Chicago? Chicago has a lot of great... Scottie, stop it. Scottie, stop it.
Never.
You and Michael never had dinner together one-on-one?
No.
In interviews, he destroyed Jordan's image. He called Jordan selfish for retiring in 1993 to play baseball, implying he spent too much time grieving his father. Said Jordan couldn't win without him. He accused Jordan of being a bully who mistreated his teammates. He even said Jordan's legendary flu game was overrated compared to his 1998 finals performance with a herniated disc. And when it came to the GOAT debate, Pippen flipped sides. I may go as far as to say Mike ruined basketball. In the 80s, players moved the ball, but in the 90s, kids wanted to be like Mike. Selfish, no passing, no rebounding, no defense. That's why LeBron is the greatest. He does everything. Because previously Pippen had defended MJ claiming he was better than LeBron. But the biggest attack? He said the Bulls didn't win 6 championships because of Jordan, they won in spite of him. We won because we played team basketball, which wasn't the case when Doug Collins was our coach. Seeing how poorly Michael treated his teammates, I cringed as I did back then. He also blasted The Last Dance, calling it Jordan's propaganda piece. Every episode was the same. Michael on a pedestal, his teammates secondary. Jordan could shoot 6 for 24, commit 5 turnovers, and still be glorified. And to make things worse, while Jordan made $10 million from the documentary, Pippen and the rest of the Bulls got nothing. But despite all these attacks, Jordan never responded. No trash talk, no statements, just silence. Because in his mind, there was no relationship left to save, and he had already won, on the court, in the last dance, and now by refusing to engage. But the ultimate insult? In 2022, MJ's son, Marcus, started dating Larsa Pippen, Scottie's ex-wife. The message was clear. Jordan's shadow would always loom over Scottie. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan built a dynasty together. They won 6 championships. They made history. But today, they don't even speak. Jordan has never responded to Pippen's attacks. But his silence? It says everything. Scottie Pippen spent years protecting Jordan's legacy. And in the end, Jordan never did the same for him. Maybe this was always inevitable. Maybe no dynasty can survive without scars. Or maybe Jordan and Pippen were never really brothers. Just 2 men who needed each other until they didn't. And that's the saddest part of all.